elevator pit. The dimension is listed as 10 feet, 10 feet, and 10 feet. And we will be using a 1 cubic yard backhoe, and the earth is gravel. I know this screen is a little bit smaller, and I just try to explain what we're going to do to find the cracked atom in the ice maze. So here we can see for the this atom is a structure excavation for nanostructure. Because here, as you can see, this elevator pit is not really large, so we consider it as a nanostructure excavation. And we found the earth is gravel, so we go to the atom underneath. We found, okay, this is sand and gravel, and we're going to select the atom under this tab. And we can see the backhoe is 1.5 cubic yard. Then we found the backhoe 1.5 cubic yard. We will be using the daily output and the material, labor, and equipment cost for this cost atom. Oh, okay, any questions? All right. So this is a similar step we do for a larger working pit. The dimension is really large, and the excavator we'll be using is 2 cubic yard. So here we really need to consider this excavation is a bulk bank measure excavation. This is not for a nanostructure. So we will do the similar stuff. We found the earth tap, which is common earth, and we found the volume of hydraulic excavator. And then we select the numbers from this atom. So the cost we calculated from the spreadsheet here, for example, here is direct cost, which include labor, equipment, and material. For the price, we need to also consider indirect cost and profit. In this project, as listed in the handout, we'll consider 10% markup, including office overhead and profit. And if you get confused on this concept, don't worry, there will be lectures later on introducing this concept and how you will calculating the final price. Again, in this project, please pay attention. We will be only doing the excavation and concrete work. And the concrete work below the casino level, which is elevation 100 feet. Let's again look at, I think you all familiar with this slide. The direct cost is comprised of material, labor, equipment, subcontractor. Indirect cost, we consider job overhead, for example, tax and bond. You can, based on your own assumptions, you can include, for example, asset supervision, asset utility, etc. You can make such assumption in your report because your group represents a company and you can have your own assumptions. The only thing is you need to make assumption and explicitly list all your assumptions in your final report, so others can understand what you are doing. And in the next, the previous task we were doing is the project cost estimation based on the RSMIS. In the next task, you are required to do the detailed cost estimation. The difference here, you don't rely on the RSMIS. You will first select one component. For example, in the work we're doing, we have a slab on grade, we have a tunnel, we have elevator pit. You can select one component to do this detailed cost estimation. For example, let's assume we'll be selecting the tunnel as the target or for the detailed cost estimation. For this task, for the tunnel, you will say, okay, what kind of material you're going to use. For example, reinforced concrete forms and those detailed material. And first, you get a list of the material you will use, and and you need to get a price for this material. How do you get this price? You can rely, in this time you cannot rely on the RSMeans, you can rely on the website. You can check the website to see how much they charge for example, for the reinforced concrete. Or you can just make a phone call to the local contractor or to the contractor of other state or to get a rate for this reinforced concrete from the actual company or website. Similarly to the equipment, we need to consider, for example, concrete mixer, concrete vibrator, etc. Again, this price information you need to get online or from the real company. Same for the labor. And so after the detailed cost estimate for the turnout, we will get a price, and we will compare the price you get for the detailed cost estimation to the cost you get from the project cost estimation using RSMeans. The next task after the detailed cost estimation is the run span analysis. For a piece of equipment you'll be using, let's assume you're going to use a backhoe, you will do analysis on should I lease it, should I buy it, or should I just rent it from the rental company? And again, if you're not familiar with those concepts, we'll be covering the risk by decision analysis in the following lectures. And this just gives you an overall description on what you will be doing. Again, you need to list all your assumptions when you are doing this analysis. And you can also contact local equipment supplier to get for the actual data. For example, for the rent per month, we need to get this price data from the contractor or from the website. Also, after we are doing the run span analysis, we will be doing the cash flow analysis, which is the say how you're going to spend your money and how you can get paid from your contractor. Let's assume the project duration is 6 months here, so 25% of the work will be done will be done at the first 2 months, and 50% of the work will be done in the middle from month 2 to month 4, and 25% will be done for the last 2 months. And again, we are considered cost as a labor, material, equipment. We have assumption here listed in the project handout saying the retention is 10%. So you get 10% less from your contractor every month. And you also pay 10% less for your material supplier. But at the end of the project, you need to get all the retentions from the contractor and to the material supplier. We assume 1 month delay on the payment, and same for the material supplier. The annual interest rate is 10%, no inflation and no down payment. So this, if you're get confused with the concept, don't worry. Again, we will be covering this concept and the cash flow analysis in the later lectures. So last thing is the grading schema, and we have 80% of the total grade for the project come from the final project report, and 20% of the grade comes from the presentation. As you all know, we will be doing the project presentation at the end of this semester. And for the presentation, we'll consider the presenting skills and the presenting content. Meaning, do you have all the tasks that you are required to do, and do you explain them very clearly? And the last thing is the penalty for late submission. We have 10% of your final project grade will be deducted if you submit your project preparation plan, executive summary, or the final report 1 day late. For example, executive summary is correspond to 4% of the project grade. If you submit 1 day late, there will be 0.4% of the points deducted from your whole project grade. Okay, I think that's the end. Any questions? Okay, go ahead.
In the project document, it's mentioned that the project is in California. So do the details, RSMEs, what is the according to California prices?
Yeah, again, the caption here is the project is located in California. When we are doing detailed cost estimate, we need to consider the location of California.
Because in the following part, you said talk to local.
Yes, here we have two scenarios. If you really can find the supplier from California, that's the best case scenario where you can use their data to do the estimate. What if you cannot find, for example, you cannot find from the California, you can find from the Illinois, you need to adjust because we have certain to that. We need to adjust the cost.
So for the RSMEs estimation, RSMEs use California. And for the other state work, we should get the prices for all.
Yeah, also.
We get Illinois and we adjust the prices, right?
So, we've taken the drawings, two-piece drawings with the mark. It's similar to this one, it's only two sheets. Anyone taking this? Yeah. So, okay, if you don't have any further questions, the class is dismissed. Please return the in-class exercise.